Proper orientation or clocking of the throttle position sensor is essential anytime you replace a TPS sensor, but it's especially important when working on one of these mid-2000s Ford 5.4 or 4.6 liter engines. So today we've got our 06 F250 with a 5.4 liter engine. This is a drive-by-wire or electronic throttle body, but it does have a replaceable throttle position sensor located on the passenger side of the throttle body. If this TPS sensor or throttle position sensor fails, it is serviceable separately. And so really there's just two Torx bit screws holding it to the throttle body. Now, yes, you can access it here on the vehicle, but it's much easier and you have a higher success rate by removing the throttle body from the vehicle and doing it on the bench. So I've got another throttle body on the bench here. Let's take a look at that. Well, now you can see I've got the throttle body on the bench here, and I've got my T20 Torx driver. And so I'm simply going to remove the two retainers that hold the throttle position sensor to the throttle body. All right, so I've got both of the screws out. Now I can remove the old throttle position sensor, and you'll see the throttle shaft here. This is directly connected to the throttle blade. And so when the throttle blade moves, this is going to be setting in this groove here in the position sensor and track where the position of the throttle blade is. So again, by having this on the bench, it gives me a little more access to move this. But you'll notice the notch in there. And so we have to align this properly and slide it in, and then we will rotate. And see here how I put this 180 off. Now I can't go any further. So if I would force this, I'm going to snap the internals on the throttle position sensor, and then if I bolt it up, next time the vehicle tries to accelerate, it's going to damage this throttle position sensor. So it tells me I'm 180 off on this one, and so I'm going to align it and put it in place here, and now I will, with my fingers, move the throttle blade, and as I'm moving the throttle blade, I can get a good even feel of the motion of the blade and the throttle position sensor. It's not bottoming out or going to damage the sensor. So now that I know I've got it oriented properly, I can go ahead, take my screws, tighten it down, reinstall the throttle body back on the vehicle. But again, the importance is clocking it properly, making sure that this slot is aligned with the shaft properly. So sometimes you might have to put it in at about a 45-degree angle and then rotate over with it to get it to line up. But it's important to make sure that you've got full range of motion on there. If you feel any resistance, stop and re-clock it and position it again.